2,000 Morgan and Peace dollars come walking into the shop. Gonna let you know how this one worked out, my friends. Also, we're gonna talk about, I went to Publix today. Grocery store here in the southeast, through the mid-Atlantic region, some of you have it. If you know what Publix supermarket is, you know they got high prices. We're gonna talk about that as well in this video. Also, before we get to that, I will talk about why am I stacking Morgan and Peace dollars once again. A viewer asked me why am I so persistent on Morgan and Peace dollars. That will drive me into the Publix scenario in a little bit here. Help me out with the thumbs up. That really helps the channel grow. Trying to get to 7,500 subscribers, my friends. That will be the next giveaway. You want to help the channel grow? I need those thumbs up. That really does help the channel grow and more people come to the channel. Let's get to it right now. 2,000 Morgan and Peace dollars came into the door. This customer at first was a little rough with us. Okay, he claims they were all called silver dollars. So of course we still had to check every single one through the Sigma. So the owner and I were just running through the Sigma, and you know we're separating them. You know, we're like this is not a call, but we can pay more for this one. Blah blah. You know we're putting some on the side. About 555 of these we did not consider as calls at all. Right? That is what our determination was. A lot of them they were kind of rough looking. Most of them were calls. You would say they were calls. Maybe a couple more would be a little bit better than call. But you know, when some are really scratched up, you know, the feathers on the Morgans not as apparent. The Peace dollars, a lot of the Peace dollars we see out there, the backs are just not printed well. They're just not pressed well, minted well, stamped well. And the wording starts dying off of them, rubbing off of them due to wear and tear on the Peace dollars. So for the most part, he's right. They were mostly calls. So he was giving us an attitude at first, because we're taking so much time putting them on the Sigma machine, taking so much time. I'm like, well, we got to test if they're real. We're not buying something if they're not real. And you know, I said, if you like to go out for lunch or come back, I said, we should be done with this, I says, in a little bit here. No, I ain't doing that, he says. I don't know if you're going to swap something out. I mean, here we go. Accused of people of swapping stuff out now, right? So, we had about 555 that were in better condition. We were able to pay a little bit more. We know a person's going to buy these right up anyways. Our owner's always making the phone calls. Look, we got 555 of these Morgan and Peace dollars. Do you want them? Yep, okay. Got the price. The calls we were paying $28 for. The better ones, we paid $30 for. $2 more. And this guy's having the knip shit on how long it's taken. But he realized, after we told him what we were trying to do, I says, sir, we're trying to help you with more money here. Just cool your jets. We're trying to help you. I said, we're not here to take every single dollar away from you. We're trying to help you get more. We're trying to determine you're telling these are all calls. In our opinion, these coins are not all calls. Majority of them, they are. But in our opinion, these 555 coins are not calls. So we're going to be able to pay you a little bit more. He kind of calmed down, but not quite as much as I wish he calmed down. Okay? So we were able to sell the 555 very fast to another person. Yeah, we made $2 off the coin. Bought them for 30, we can sell them for 32. They're only gone from the shop. So this guy didn't even thank us, really, for trying to help him out. Whatever, if you think we're trying to rip people off, you know, this whatever we're trying, then he didn't want to give us a name for the check. So I'm not giving you my name. He said, I'll just write it. I said, the banks will not allow you to write your name on a printed check anymore. I said, we need this. I says, all we need is your first name and your last name. We don't need your phone number. We don't need anything else like that. We just need your name. Finally, he gave us his name. Like, here we go. What is wrong with people? All we need is your first and last name. We can print it on the check for you, and you can go do what you want with it. Well, I want cash. I'm like, well, we don't have that much cash to pay out. I said, so you're going to get a check. If you want some cash, that's fine. Let me know. I said, I can do $3,000 right now, no problem. I could have done a little bit more than that. But this guy was being just a jerk. Not going to help out someone who's just that so, you know, screaming at us. Not really screaming, but, you know, trying to rush us to do our job. Look, we don't know what people are bringing in. Well, yeah, we're going to test every single Morgan and Peace dollar that comes walking through that door. So he got done, got paid, got him out. After that loophole came through. And I'm sorry, but you know, some people just don't understand. You know, it seems like it's just been a week of, you know, customers that don't understand. We're trying to help them out. You know, we're offering a fair price. So yeah, the shop did make a little bit of money off the $5.55. We knew we only had to buy it for it. Boom, get the other guy out, get the other guy in. He came down, gave us a check for the Morgans and Peace dollars. He's out. He's happy. He's out the door. So what we decided to do with the calls, we paid $28 for. Okay, we paid $28 for them each. We just sent an email out to our customer base. Look, if you're interested, we're going to do them for $28.75. But you must do it in groups of 20. We've only sold 14 rolls. So we have done good for the day. We gave people 20. You place an order, call us up, tell us how many you want, 20 or more. You have 24 hours to come and pay us. Come in, grab them up. We will get them ready. We put your name on them, first name on them, first and last initial, and we will get them out. We will get them out the door. Come and pay us within 24 hours. Well, so far everybody who's called us has come in and paid us. We're going to just blow them out for $28.75. Don't matter what silver does. We're just going to blow them out for $28.75. Make 75 cents off of each one. Get them out the door. That's how you help your customers out as well, my friends. That is how you take care of business. That's how you move inventory. It's not easy, but it can be easy if you have a customer base with an email. And this is why we have to stop the melt. People are interested in call coins. People are interested in all types of different silver and gold. This is why we take 5 minutes and do what? 900, send one mass email out to everybody. Everybody gets the email. Nobody else gets anybody else's email. And it's done. If you're interested, you're interested. If you're not, you don't have to reply back to the email. How hard is that to take a 5-minute job and reach out over 900 people on your email list? I don't know. I don't know why so many shops don't do this. We gotta stop the melt. Use your shop. Use your brain, shops. For the ones who's into having who own a shop, who own a pawn shop, who own a coin shop. Just takes an email to get the information out to your base. And you're selling product. That is how we do it, my friends. That is how we do it. Somebody asked me. But before I get into that, let's thank channel sponsor Pinbacks for sponsoring my channel, Coin Shop Chris. Please check them out this week, my friends. They got gold on sale this week. Oh, they say it's priced to move, I should say. Britannia fractional gold. quarter ounce, 10th ounce, half ounce. If you like the Britannia Gold, random years, check them out. The price to move right now. Let them know that crazy coin shop Chris sent you. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Brian. Thank you to the two brothers that own Pimbex. Pimbex. Check them out, my friends. I think you're going to be very, very happy with their service. Call them up if you need to. Get to know your coin shops. Get to know the boys at Pimbex. They're there to help you out as well. So thank you again, Pimbex. Thank you to the viewer, because it's not possible without you. Let's get into why I'm stacking Morgan and Peace dollars. Look, common dates are still pretty cheap right now. I'm getting them anywhere between $30, $32, $33 for about this grade here. Alright? You know, extra fine, maybe. You know, very fine, very good. You know, sometimes they even, you know, BU like, AU like. I'm picking these up. And why am I picking these up? Well, you guys know food's going out of whack. I don't know where some people think food's coming down. I went to Publix today. I was going to get two of their loaves of the Italian bread that was on sale. That bread was so soft and mushy looking, and this is coming right from their bakery. It was awful. Like, what's going on with the bread lately? I knew I was going to get chicken wings. Package of chicken wings, $4.59 a pound, family size pack. Buy one, get one free. Equal or lesser value. So let me tell you how the Lisa or equal value works. Any of these stores that do that, try to get the two prices that are the closest price together. Don't matter if one package is $30 and the other package is $30.04. You can try to get them as close as you can. Don't try to get one for $26 and get one for $22, because you're not going to save the best deal. You got to try to get them as close as you can. I did that, but still, $4.59, but one package, get one free. That was still a little bit more expensive than last time I got chicken wings at Winn-Dixie for $1.99 a pound. Still not a bad deal though, right? I went over to their steak. They had some top round steak for $8.49 a pound and it looked awful. This is Publix we're talking about. Well, I feel like having steak sandwich for supper. So I got the sirloin steak. That was on sale. $11.99, my friends, for a pound of sirloin. A piece of meat. Probably as wide as that. Wide as this. Probably down to the rim of the screen here. Over $20. A pound, .72. $11.99. Beef prices are soaring. So I spent $68 even. I kid you not. That was the total. So I got 4 packages of chicken wings. I got a package of rolls that went up. Publix bakery rolls, because their other bread looked like junk. Shameful. Package of hamburger rolls. $4.99 for 8 hamburger rolls. Are you kidding me, Publix? $4.99 for 8 hamburger rolls. My friends, prices are not coming down. Inflation is eating us alive. This is why we need to stack silver. So here we go, $68. I can pick up 2 Morgans or 2 Peace dolls or one of each lesson for $68 right now. Think about that. Think about the inflation of what's going on, especially on the beef right now. Bread, everything is going up in price. So if Publix did take silver, I would need 2 of these right now, and a little bit of the other junk silver right now to take care of the transaction. You gotta put everything that you buy, if it's food, if it's something you want, if it's something you need, think of it in the price of silver or gold. That's the easiest way to see if you gain a fair deal. 2 ounces of silver for what I got today. About 2 ounces of silver. I don't think that's a fair shake. Food's getting too expensive. I came home and looked at the receipt again, and I'm talking to my grandmother. I'm like, you know what? I said, I can get a Morgan a piece, $1, one of each, or two of the same, less than what I spent at Publix today. $11.99 a pound for sirloin. Are you out of your minds? Well, I got it. Yes, I did. I guess I must be out of my mind for spending it, but I wanted a steak sandwich. Sometimes you have cravings. And that's what I had for lunch. I'll probably have it for supper too. But at the end of the day, your food prices are going crazy. Yes, I'm stacking as much as I can, my friends. We're doing the right thing at the coin shop to help many people as possible. Some people don't see it. I complained about that in this morning's video. Look, I'll say this again. I've said this before. If you don't like the price the shop's offering you, you don't have to take it. How hard is that for anybody to understand that? You don't have to take it. It's an offer. And somebody made a comment, kick people out when they get that rude. Well, that's been done before. We've done that before. I got no problems doing that either again. But when they don't cross that line, it's hard to say, get the heck out of here. We have kicked people out of the shop and told them not to come back, because they did cross that line. You know, I just don't understand that, you know, and I'm still getting people on here saying, you know, I guess we always will, because some people just don't understand the market. They thinking they're going to get spot every single time for what they have. I understand some people think they're going to get sentimental value. I've said this before, and this is not to be harsh. I'm just going to put it out flat. I'm going to tell you the truth. Coin shops, pawn shops, online dealers, here's the truth. They don't give a rat's behind about your sentimental value on your items. We don't. That's just the hard truth. We're not paying for your sentimental value on that piece of silver or gold. I'm sorry if somebody's passed on in your lives that gave it to you, but we do not pay up for sentimental value. We're paying for the item itself, and that is what we're paying for. And I know that sounds harsh when I say that, but it's just the truth. You know, it's not like we don't care about someone passing, but we're not paying up for the sentimental value that you're attached to. If it has that much sentimental value to you, then don't sell it, because you won't get paid for it. And that is what it is. Some of these rare pieces, some of these weird looking pieces, you know, you guys know that we're doing a giveaway at 7,500 subscribers. So help me out with those thumbs up. Like a piece like this. That snake bite. One of my moderators gave this to me for the giveaway. It's a 2 ounce 2024, the King of the Pirates round. And it's a round. It's not a coin. It comes from South Korea. Now I want you to understand, if this came into our coin shop, we're going to look at sold listings on eBay. There's only 5,000 out there. There's rarity to this one. Okay. One sold for, I've not checked these lately, but one sold about for $205. This is $203. Whatever the price was. You're going to slash off at least 20, you're going to slash off 15% at least off that, because that's what eBay is going to take. So you say it's $200 and you slash off 15%, So you're down to 160 bucks. Okay. Let's say if the shop offered you 160 bucks. How long is that shop going to sit on that item before they can sell that item for 180, 190, 195? If something truly like this came into our shop, I'm going to be honest with you. You're probably going to get about 120 bucks. And we're going to try to sell it at 160. I'm just being honest with you folks. I mean, it's hard to judge on something rare like that. Don't know who's going to be interested in it and how many people are really going to pay up for that price. When these were issued from South Korea, an online company was selling for 133 bucks. Now, silver was cheaper at the time. But people have bought them up. There are collectors out there. You got to find the right person for something like this, especially if you're not going to put it on eBay or something like that to have more viewers' eyes on it. Sometimes it's a gamble. We don't know what's going to move. Sometimes we can buy something like this. Well, not quite like this, but you get the picture. Something oddball, silver, and it sells minutes later, or it could take weeks or a couple months to sell. There's more silver coming in this giveaway. I've already shown some out of the silver pieces. I've shown them all so far. Right now we're up over 4 ounces of silver in this giveaway. So thank you, Snakebite. Thank you, Bob, from Retirement Crossings YouTube channel. I've also donated some stuff too. Pinbacks is on board. They're going to be sending me some stuff too for this giveaway. So make sure you subscribe. I'm just being honest with you folks of how a coin shop's trying to judge the item you have. Now, some coin shops, they get something like this in. It really wouldn't matter to some coin shops how rare it is. How rare? You might just get spot. You might get behind spot. Is what they're feeling. If they're not trying to... Now, if they're paying you less than spot for something like this, yeah, maybe they're trying to take advantage of you. But at the end of the day, to a coin shop, a pawn shop, it's silver. It's just silver. That's all it is. Different design. Cool looking design. But at the end of the day, it's just 2 ounces of silver. Until people realize that it's not worth any more than just the silver itself. It's really not. And I've seen some rare gold pieces that come to the door. And I'm like, there ain't no way. You know, there's no way we're paying up for this. You know, I've seen some stuff online. Some of these online bowling companies get some cool pieces, right? Especially some gold pieces. And I can't remember the online company. This was about a year ago I saw this. It was a gold piece, 5 ounce gold piece, and had all kinds of gems in it. And it was like a snake coin, and the snake was all with it gems. This company wanted over $15,000 for this thing. For 5 ounces of silver. I mean, it's good gold. When gold was a lot lower, though. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way the shop could even try to sell that. So think about what you're collecting. It's okay to have a couple cool pieces in your stack. But when it comes down to it, don't waste a lot of fiat dollars and getting a lot of cool pieces, because that could come bite you in the behind. Just being truthful with you when you need to sell. And if silver takes off, gold takes off, and you hold it long enough, you might do all right with it still. It's just you got to hold it longer. Just think about something like that, my friends. Think about something like that. You know, it's hard to tell people that, it's hard to tell people the truth. And say, look, it's at the end of the day, I'm sorry for your loss, or it's real silver, it's real gold. Sorry for your loss, but I'm not paying up what you want. And some people get mad about that. Some people get mad when they bring in a cool piece and say, well, I paid this for it. Well, I'm not paying it for that. I'm not even coming close to it. And it gets people mad because they paid X, Y, well, you paid too much. Why are you yelling at us for when you paid too much? And I've said that line a couple times. If you folks have any questions for me about silver, gold, or platinum, I'm here to keep you informed. Make sure you hit that like button for me, please. Thank you for subscribing. And to the next video, Coin Shop Chris is out.